All right. And how do I mute everybody?
You press the participant button at the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
and then at the bottom it says mute all.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I got it. Thank you.
Of course.
All right. So let me just share my screen here. One sec. All right. Maybe I can get a hands up on if you can see it. Can you see the, yeah? Okay, awesome. Okay, well, welcome guys. 20th, this is our 20th Fitin10 challenge. It is a 10-week challenge, exactly 70 days in length. It starts Saturday, May 13th, and it runs straight through till Friday, July 21st. With the goal, the hefty goal of losing total fat mass by 30%. So we're reducing total fat mass by 30%. So this means if we assess you at, say, 50 pounds of body fat, of total body fat, your goal would be to lose 15 of those 50 pounds. Okay, so a little bit different than body fat percentage. And if you want to ask me more about that, save that for the end, okay? But this is just strictly fat mass that we're trying to lose. So 30%, a major goal here, not an easy one by any means. How do we go about achieving this? Well, we split this up into what we call 5 mini goals. So a lot of you are probably used to 3. Now we're going to 5. So what this means is we're going to do an assessment at the ends of weeks 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So one every 2 weeks with an average fat mass loss of being about 6%. Okay, every 2 weeks. All right, so how do we go about this? Okay, so there are 3 major pillars to this challenge. There's the workouts, the nutrition, and what most people probably don't even think of as a component of the challenge, the accountability, arguably the most important, because this is, you can think of this as like the engine that's going to get you to keep at it with your workouts and your nutrition. So accountability is really, really important. So we'll get to there in a second. But for the workouts, what can you expect? Well, for the workouts, you're going to do 3 60-minute online workout sessions per week. This is going to be done with Coach Martina. In addition to this, you're going to do 3 30-minute cardiovascular sessions per week. Okay, the cardiovascular sessions are heart rate based, and this is going to be updated on a weekly basis. And it's designed to be done on your own. Okay, so a total of 4.5 hours of working out per week, less than 3% of the time that you have in a week. Okay, so it's very, very reasonable. Now, nutrition. So I'm sure many of you have heard me say, yeah, you can eat what you want, but that's sort of a bit of false advertising. Yes, you can eat what you want, but there are certainly restrictions with this. So basically, I want you to eat within a certain amount of different food groups, okay, or better known as macronutrients. If you don't know what those are, don't worry about it. So a certain amount of macronutrients per day. So obviously this is going to be portion controlled. Amounts matter, healthy or not, amounts matter. And again, this is going to be updated weekly. So you're going to get an email from me every week, and you'll have your calories and your macronutrients. Okay, your daily macronutrients, your daily calories and macronutrients. Now, why is this important? Why not just, work out a lot and just not worry about nutrition? Well, this is not an exhaustive list, but there are several reasons. So one, we want to facilitate recovery. Okay, recovery is important. We want to have very optimal and efficient recovery. We want to support fat loss. Obviously, we have to be in a calorie deficit, so we've got to have restriction on our food. We want to support lean body mass. If anything, at the very least, we want to maintain lean body mass, if not build some lean body mass. We want to improve energy. We want you to feel good while you're doing the challenge. And I also want you to learn how to structure food. Okay. And there's other reasons as well. So that's the nutrition component, very simplistically speaking. Accountability. All right. How do we keep you accountable? So we've got now 6 personal meetings together, right? The first assessment and then 5 check-ins. You've got 30 group workouts, online workouts. There's a weekly feedback form that I want you to fill out. There is a daily video that I do that I really encourage you to watch and keep up with. A lot of people mention that this helps keep them motivated. The video. So the video, I'll go through your questions. I'll perhaps address a popular topic. And I also have a message of the day for you. So make sure you keep up with those daily videos. There's a Slack electronic community group. I may have lost you guys there. My apologies if I did lose you.
You're back.
I'm back. Okay. There's a daily personal video, as I mentioned. There's the Slack electronic community group. So this is an app that you'll download. It's a private setting where we can get together and you can ask questions. I'll be posting the daily videos there. I'll be posting some recipe stuff. We can collaborate as a group, or we can send private messages, etc. There's 6 weigh-ins. So you know those weigh-ins are coming every 2 weeks. I get you to, or I request that you send me your food journal every day. Send me your food journal. And you get our Fitin10 paperback guide. Okay. And this is just like an overview of the challenge, but there's like before and afters in there. And there's some other good stuff, and there's some do's and don'ts and things to be aware of. So this helps with the accountability as well. Check-ins. How do the check-ins work? All right, so each one of you is going to get a Renfo Smart Scale. Okay. In addition to this, I'm going to get you to download the Renfo Health app. And I'm going to set up an online calendar where you will book in your times where we will meet. So we're going to meet online just like this. I'm going to have you step on the scale. You're going to open up your Renfo Health app. The scale is going to communicate to the app, and it's going to give you a bunch of metrics, including things like your weight, body fat percentage, your lean body mass, and some other metrics. You're going to communicate those to me, and I'm going to give you feedback, or if it's in the case of your first check-in, I'm going to give you all your mini goals. So some takeaways here, some things that are really, really important. This is a very specific program, right? It's very goal-driven. We've got N numbers that we're really trying to target. It's lifestyle-based. There are some habits that I'm really hoping you're going to take away from this once you finish the challenge. I think this challenge is very reasonable and sustainable. And also, you're going to learn a lot. Okay, this is very, very educational, especially if you watch the videos. So just to recap, what are we getting? What are you getting in this challenge? 6 personal meetings, a personalized nutrition plan. This gets updated on a weekly basis, 30 online group classes, a daily personal video, open access to myself and Martina, your coaches, your paperback guide, your Renfo Smart Scale, and I actually don't have it on my list here, a t-shirt as well. Now, what is the cost? The cost is $5.99. However, if you join before the end of tomorrow, you'll get 25% off. Okay, so $4.49. That is your cost up until tomorrow. After that, it goes to $5.99. Before and afters, we've got a lot more of these. I've got to really update these, to be honest with you. There's lots of before and afters in your guide. If you check out our Instagram, I put up every so often new before and afters. Unfortunately, there's many that we have too that we can't share just because we don't have people's permissions, but there are a lot there, and these are really, really motivating. It's not the end all be all, but it certainly is nice to see when the fat comes off, to see that change in the body composition. Okay, so I'm going to open up the floor to some questions. Pam has raised her hand.
So politely. Can you just talk about what the workouts are going to look like?
Yeah, so the workouts will still be very similar to, if you're familiar with our lift camps or boot camps at the studio, they're going to be very familiar in the sense of we're going to be doing upper body and lower body based workouts. Now, these will not be as resistance based as if you were in a gym setting. They're going to be more volume based. So in fact, you'll probably end up burning more calories than what you would in a regular weight training class, but they're not going to be as resistance based.
Okay, so stuff that you can do with things at home, sort of like when during the pandemic when we had online classes, lifting cans and stuff like that.
Yes. And maybe Martina, did you want to add anything to this?
Yes, Pam. So when we started during the pandemic, and most of the attendant of my classes online had nothing, but now everybody has weights, right? So I will always give instructions as of like let's say, the weights are on the lighter side, on the medium side, on the heavier side, and you are welcome to use anything that you have in your household, and I can even give you some advice about that. But if you have dumbbells, then they're more than welcome. And beyond that, we only need a chair, a mat, and the occasional stepping stool, but then that's all you need. And may I answer also, and Pam, did I answer your question?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if these workouts are they recorded or are they live?
So, Pam, the workouts at the moment are all live, and they happen at 7 a.m. from Monday until Friday, at 8 a.m. on Saturday, and also 6 p.m. During the weekdays. Now, I have a handful of recording. I want to say I am working on an app and like some more professional recording, but at the moment, what that is just a recording of the actual class. So just like now, during the Zoom class, I'm just seated in front of you, giving you feedback and then instructing you on when to start what and how to do it. I just wanted to let you know that I have maybe a dozen of classes that I can make available to you right from the get-go that you can use if you cannot make the in-class classes, right? So all the classes are very different. Each and every one is different. Like I have been known to never repeat the classes. So, and then, well, you know that. So we can possibly record every single class that we've had, but we have, a dozen of upper body and legs and then a handful of cardios. And provided that you request them, I'd be more than happy to make all of those available to you upfront. So if you can't make any of the classes or some of the classes, you'll have an option.
Okay. And so you could sort of adapt these to do them in actually a gym setting with weights if you prefer to do that rather than doing them at home.
Absolutely. And I'll give you some very brief instructions on how to take this into the gym, but absolutely, that's exactly what you would be actually even encouraged to do if you didn't have the time to come to classes during the week. Absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you, Martina.
Yes. And then, Mark, can I just answer? Somebody says, I have some injuries. Can I do all the exercises? And you probably cannot do all the exercises with injuries, but you will be encouraged to do. I will always give you options, right? Practically every single person in those classes has something that is not quite right with them. And I know exactly what's going on. And for every single person, I will always give some lower option, some replacement exercises. And just like even with a sign of you on the screen, I'll be able to modify the exercise. I can do that very easily. Yeah, everybody's welcome to do it. Where the weights seem, I say, let's use heavy weights. If you have lightweight, it works as well. It's very comprehensive.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back into that and ask what Sam asked about injuries. So is there also a starting point, like a starting point of ability when you're starting the exercises? So I have several injuries. we won't get into those, but is there a starting point? Like, do you have to have a certain level before you can start these exercises? Or do you kind of work at your own pace and do what you can do? Or is there an expectation that you'll reach a certain, if you say 20 of these, we got to do 20 of those, that kind of thing?
No. Everybody can absolutely do it at their own pace, start wherever they come from. Everybody's encouraged to do so. Even in the gym, that's how it is, right? You understand we will never get all people of the same level, even though all of us think that we are the same level. So in a class, like let me be more specific. Let's say, for example, today we did a bent over row. So the instruction is pretty simple, right? Place your hand on the chair. I'll demonstrate the exercise. Grab a pair of a single heavy dumbbell and do the exercise this way. So if I know, for example, that you have, I don't know, a lat injury, I'll say, hey, T, I'm going to need you to do this other exercise to replace it. If you have a lightweight, you can do it. I usually use a 1 minute marker, which I will explain in the classes what that is about, but it makes it a little bit easier for everybody to do practically the same thing, easier for me to keep an eye on you. But at the same time, those of you that have heavier dumbbells, for example, will only be able to do 10 repetitions within the minute, and then they'll stop. And they know that. Whereas those of you with, let's say, a 2-pound dumbbell will do the whole minute. So everybody does the same thing, but there's a lot of modifications. Yeah.
Mari, did you have a question?
Yeah, so I'm just trying to understand the workout component, right? Because I go to and I'm just wondering, like, if I have like just a phone and I don't have a computer, how would that look like when I'm, say, at the gym at 7 o'clock waiting for the workout? That was my first question. And the second question is, Martina, did you say that they're going to be recorded? So like if I'm not at the gym or not, like, I can't really work out at my home. If you saw where I lived, you'd understand that. But if I'm not at the gym at 7, could I access the recording during that same day?
So, Marie, those are all really good questions. So a lot of people have been using actually our physical facility when we had it to do the classes because they don't have the room at home. And it's exactly the same. On the phone, you see like where you are in your car now, well, the classes are on Zoom. So exactly the same concept of what you're seeing there is what you're going to see. And on your phone, you have a lot of options. You can see everybody. You can see the people that want to be seen. You can see just me, or you can even turn yourself off. So that's not going to be a problem at all. Lots of people do it out of their gym, hotel gym, whatever it is that they're doing. So that's pretty simple.
Okay.
Now, because depending on how many of you there is, like I said, we start with, because all the classes are different, but there are upper body, lower body, and more like cardio based. I will hand you at the beginning of this probably series of 12 weeks or 10 weeks, sorry, I'll hand you over maybe 12 recordings that you can use at any point in time. Now, don't think that because I change the classes on a daily basis, it means that you have to do it. I just do it for the sake of variety because some of the members in my online class have been there for 3 whole years, right? But you have all those recordings ahead of time. So you feel free to not come to class an entire week and then do it on your own at the gym.
Okay. Perfect.
And in the meantime, with your permission, I will record another handful to add to this kind of database of already pre-recorded classes. But I think that with maybe a dozen to do, you have plenty for the 10 weeks. We do not need to change those exercises on a daily basis.
Perfect. So it's more like the boot camps that you used to run. Is that correct? Like how we used to get the email and Mark would have the weight, the resistant training, and then underneath would be the boot camp training. It's basically the same idea, but focusing on more on the boot camp training. Is that correct?
I run 2 types of classes, both the lift camp and the boot camp. So some of the classes will be strictly weightlifting. So all we're going to do is, instead of doing, how in the gym we would use a heavy weight, we would wait for 2 minutes and we would do the same exercise because we can. Well, online it would be really tedious and boring. So the way I run it is I take these exercises into a loop. So I say, we're going to do bent over rows, then I'm going to have you lay on your back and do chest press, and I'm going to have you stand up and do this. And we're just going to continuously do it in a kind of a circle. So, and that's the only difference. I would not consider those classes boot camp at all. They're weight lifting class.
Okay, great. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Of course.
Question about how do we sign up? So you can sign up on our website, or if you don't want to give your information on our website, you can always call me. I'll give you my information here before we leave, or just send me an email, and I can call you, okay, and we can do it over the phone. But if you go to our website, trainonmain.com/, well, just if you look at our heading along, you'll look at services. If you click on services, you'll be able to go from there and sign up for the challenge.
Repeat the web address because you froze.
Oh, I'm trying to remember now. It's trainonmain.com /
Fitin10.
Oh yeah, you can just go to Fitin10. Of course you can. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, there's a link on our Fitin10 page. So www.trainonmain.com / Fitin10.
Just a quick question. Oh,
Sure.
sorry. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Is there an email I can send payment to? $4.49.
Yeah, sure. You could just send it to info@trainonmain.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't it $4.49 plus tax?
Right now, right now it is.
Yeah, so it turns out to be $4.71 something.
Yeah.
Just saying.
You have to talk to Prime Minister Trudeau about that.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. But he was just saying that he was gonna send $4.49. Like, no, you gotta add the tax.
I know, unfortunately, there is that dreaded tax.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, excuse me, let me just read a question here. I am not sure if I'm going to sign up this time, but I have done the Fitin10 twice before, and it's amazing. If you follow it, you will see change and feel great. The online classes are a ton of fun and motivate you and, are a ton of fun, motivate you to sweat and feel great. If I can't do this time, I'll definitely do it again at some point. Okay, thank you. I'm not sure who wrote that. This is iPhone.
iPhone.
Yeah, thank you, iPhone.
Thank you, iPhone.
Where do we go for the weigh-in and check-in? Okay, so this is done all virtually. So I will, so what I'll do is there's going to be an online calendar. This is the way we've always done it. You will sign up for a specific time and date. I am going to call you. It's going to be a video call. Over the video call, you're going to, with the smart scale that I give you as part of the package, the Fitin10 package, with the smart scale and your phone, you're going to give me some of the metrics that the scale reads off to you, okay? And these metrics are going to show up in your Renfo Health app that you'll download. It's a free app. And we will do the weigh-in together virtually. So you don't have to go anywhere physically. This will be done from your home. Does that make sense, Sam?
Even
How do
the
we get
initial.
scale? Sorry, Tanya.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
How do we get the scale?
Yeah, so you can pick it up from me, or I can deliver it to you or mail it to you. Just depends on where you are, really. So if you're far away, then I would mail it to you.
Which would ask me, even the initial weigh-in and the initial everything, that's all done online as well?
Mhm.
Say again, I'm sorry?
The initial weigh-in
Assessment?
and assessment, and it's all done online. There's no need for me to travel all the way from Cloverdale to Vancouver?
No.
Oh, okay. I think
No.
Philip has his hand up. He's had his hand up for a while.
Oh, I'm sorry, Felipe.
Felipe.
Oh, unmute yourself. Felipe, unmute yourself. We can't hear you. Here, maybe I can unmute you.
No, you can't.
Oh, I can't.
Unfortunately, he has to do it himself. Yes.
There. Okay, now you can talk. Thank you. So I needed my little assistant here.
Yeah, no
So
problem.
my question is, it's my wife, by the way. My question is, imagine I do the program and I'm halfway and suddenly, my body is really suffering. I want to continue, but I'm not feeling right. What happened?
Well, we would have to figure out exactly what's going on. So I would encourage you to keep going. If you had a major injury or something, then we would have to just assess it from there. We've had this happen before, like somebody stubbed their toe a couple challenges ago. They broke their foot essentially, or broke a number of toes. They couldn't continue as a result. So I've basically given some credit to that person so they can do a future challenge at a discount. So it really just depends on the situation, Felipe, but generally I try to encourage people to keep going, unless of course it's just, there's some sort of circumstance that's just, they just can't do it.
Mhm.
In that case, that it'll just be dealt with on an individual basis.
Sure.
Yes, Martina.
Oh, hi, Felipe. I also wanted to say that even I don't know how you perceive this this program, but and a lot of people on the screen have actually already done it, so they know that it's really not an extreme program at all. I mean, very different than I'm a competitive athlete, and very different than it. There's no it's very, very well balanced, well put together. There will be no point in time where you're going to be dying from hunger. There will be no point in time where you would be exceeding your requirements. I think that asking someone to train 3 times per week and do 1.5 hour of cardio, even if you start from zero, is not too much to ask. It's really, it's very basic. Everybody can do it. We've had people of all ages succeeding. If anything, actually, this rate of success is in the higher age category. So you're never going to get to the point where you're so sore you can't move, or you're so hungry you can't act. It's never going to be like
Perfect.
that.
I'm in then. Thank you.
Any other questions? Tamia, did I answer all of your questions?
Just one more. I'm sorry, I'm going to be the thorn in everybody's side here.
No, go ahead.
Martina, when we assess where we're at with stuff, and again, I've got a couple of significant injuries right now, and I have a neuroma in my foot right now too, which is not good. So do we talk with you as a one-on-one and some of the stuff that we might be able to modify or do something a little bit different?
Oh, absolutely. It's on a need-to basis. Absolutely. So once you register and everything, Mark is going to give you my contact for the online classes. By all means, you either email or text me and say, hey, I'd like to talk to you, and I'll organize a 15 or half-hour meeting with you in person, and then we'll talk about these as well.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, there is also a form that I have you fill out prior to the challenge. And this is just it's not a long form, but part of it is injury history. So just FYI on that. Any other questions? No. I'm just going through the questions here, make sure I didn't miss anything.
I actually have one more. Elaine is the lady who suggested I come and visit you guys. She's had a really good experience with you guys.
Yeah, Elaine.
Just she's amazing, and she's the one said, Tammy, if you do it, I'll do it with you again and stuff like that, because she needs a reboot kind of.
Yeah.
So if she's in Paris right now, so this 25% off, if she decides to sign up, because she's waiting on me is basically what she's doing, will she still get that discount? And we can talk about that separately, but I just thought I'd bring it up.
we can figure that out. But I know Elaine, I remember Elaine well. Yeah, she did very, very well.
She did awesome.
Yeah. That's cool that you know Elaine. That's great. It'd be great to have her. So.
And what Mark means is, and of course you can talk about that discount with her, and then let him know how it goes. Right?
Yes.
I was just gonna say, I think that most people here, there are some people, I can see Alex and some other, I know Jet's done this before, but like if anybody hasn't done this before, I've done 2 pre-COVID. It really was kickstart sort of life, life-changing. It sounds so dramatic, but it really was like setting new habits, setting just sort of a different lifestyle, and was really, it was a pretty big deal in my life. And so if anybody here is new and wondering what it's all about, I'm asking questions because it's going to a slightly different format now, but like I can absolutely speak that the Fitin10 program it's amazing. It's not easy. It's some days are harder than others. You sort of get out of it what you put into it. So yeah, I'm I'm excited. I'm excited.
Thank
You know,
you, Pam.
and Pam, you know, just to add to it, I am going to be building a component to this challenge where if you want to do something that was more in line of like a lift camp where you're in a gym setting, I will be putting together a program with videos for that. So, but you know, I think there is a bonus to doing it online in a group setting, just from that community kind of aspect.
Yeah. Yeah.
But thank you for your feedback.
Yeah. Just
And Pam, if you don't show up, you also get the text.
you guys
And
probably know
not a
where to
nice
find
one.
me too.
Oh, I know where to find you.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay, so I've got another question here. So the body composition assessment comes from the scale. Yes and no. Okay, so I guess the short answer is yes, but the scale will not tell you, the scale is going to tell you things like your body fat percentage. The scale does not unfortunately tell you your total fat mass, but I can tell you your total fat mass from your body fat percentage because the scale is going to give that to us. Okay. Now, in terms of the mini goals, your overall goal and mini goals, those will be things that I communicate to you. The app will not tell you that. But the numbers, the data, that's coming from the scale. Does that make sense, Sam?
Yeah.
Any other questions?
No, I can hear them. Yeah.
Mark, maybe I missed it. I'm just wondering where,
Sure.
when will you are weigh in, where is it?
So all weigh-ins are done online. So you get a scale, you get a smart scale yourself. Everybody gets one.
Okay.
Everything will be done virtually, including your very first assessment.
Okay.
So from home.
You make an appointment with Mark and he follows you in the bathroom and then he makes sure you do the right thing.
Well, I have my scale in the kitchen. It doesn't have to be in the bathroom.
Oh, never mind. I was just being creepy here. I apologize.
We
We
have
love
tea
your
in a cup.
sense of humor.
I will follow
Oh,
you
good.
in your living room though.
Any other questions? Okay, so listen, I want to just emphasize because I know a question was asked about this in terms of fitness levels, and that was a great question. But I want you to know that this challenge takes, if you want to do well in this challenge, it just takes heart. It's not about, you know, having great genetics or having an athletic background or anything like that. It just has to do with how committed are you going to be. If you're going to be very committed, you'll do very well. It doesn't matter what shape you're in. Okay, so where there is a will, there is a way. And if you really want to see change, you just have to follow everything I tell you, okay? And you'll do really, really well. So just remember that.
Okay.
Okay. If you don't feel like you can commit, then I know I don't want to discourage you from doing it, but you know, only do this if you feel like you can give it your 100%. Okay. And you might think 10 weeks is a long time. It's not. It's going to fly by.
Okay.
What app do we record food in? I'm going to recommend that you use, there's a couple apps, but I recommend that you use MyFitnessPal.
I have a Samsung watch and I have recording food and would that work for you?
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. I don't have if you want to use a different app, I'm okay as long as it provides, you know, the macronutrient breakdown. And so I can see your food log and then your macronutrient breakdown.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Yeah, we can
Yep.
hear you.
He's just frozen. He'll be back in a second.
all right. Can you hear me?
Now we can, sir.
Yeah. Okay. My apologies. Yeah. So as long as I can see your food journal, okay, and then your macronutrients for the day. Those are the two things I'm gonna really be concerned about.
We
Okay.
have to share that with you in one way, shape, or form or another. Okay, I've never done that before. Okay, I'll look into that.
Yeah, so just so you have a background and an understanding of how I want you to send that to me, basically what you're going to do is just take screenshots,
Oh,
and then
okay.
you're just going to send them in Slack. It doesn't take long at all to do. It just takes like, less than a minute to do.
And you use Slack for everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Slack and Zoom for the online training, right? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, you'll get an email when you sign up. You'll get an email, and it's going to tell you everything you need, all the apps and everything.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions?
When is the start of this program?
May 13th, 3 weeks from today. I think it's 3 weeks from today. Yes. We're Saturday today. So yeah, 3 weeks today.
So May 13 to June,
To July 21st, Friday, July 21st.
July 21st. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else, anybody?
One more story, holidays. I'm looking at my calendar and I'm realizing I'm going to be out of town.
Hmm.
For how long?
I'm just taking a long weekend, I think, in that. So it'll be I'll be gone for 4 days. And then in June, we got to get away, but I'll be with Elaine and then we can work on that. So, and then there's a couple of days, I've got a couple of long weekends. So, I mean,
Yep.
I'm sure we can sign in online except for my one in May. I won't be able to do that. So what do you recommend?
Sorry, just what did you say? The last thing you just said about?
Well, I won't be able to sign in the one in May because I'll be down in the US.
Okay.
But what I guess I can do is any pre-recorded. I guess that's where the pre-recorded comes in handy, but just won't be able to check in.
Sorry, are you referring to the classes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're I mean, if you have connectivity, access to a computer and Zoom, you can obviously do the workouts anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? I saw that. Maybe not from a vineyard, but anything else works.
From
We
my
can-
own
we can- Yes.
from my own experience, because I have to travel for work and you just do the best you can, right? Like sometimes you have dinners and you just have, you can't get all the macros of whatever you're having at the restaurant, but you try to pick wisely,
Mhm.
strong proteins and not a huge plate full of pasta, and you just do the best you can.
Yeah.
It-
It's,
yeah,
it's
It
very good
doesn't fall
advice.
off the rails.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like it's not about being 100% perfect. I mean, listen, if you could do it, then awesome. But it's really about being as doing. Yeah, there's a saying I have. Perfect is awesome, but some is better than none. Okay, and certainly more is better than some. But just do your absolute best, and if you're 90 or 95%. And I really mean when I say that number, that doesn't mean 80 or 70 or 60. If you're 90 or 95%, you're going to do great. Okay. If you always put that effort in, you'll find ways. Okay. There may be certain scenarios or certain times where it's not perfect. It's not exactly how I want you to be. But if you put the effort in, you'll be okay.
I keep asking too many questions. Carry on. Everybody's leaving.
Questions are great. I mean, this is why we're here, right?
Good.
So, I mean, often people don't want to ask questions because, they're shy or whatever.
Too bad.
No, yeah.
Probably asked the question that somebody else wanted to ask and was afraid of. Not
Thank you, Felipe. I appreciate that.
Exactly.
Good.
Any other questions? Tamia, don't be shy if you have another one.
I'm going to jump off. Thank
All
you
right.
guys so much.
You're welcome.
To see you guys in the
Have a
in the
great weekend,
squares.
everybody.
Okay.
Goodbye,
Thanks.
Pam.
Bye. Okay, I got one more question here. See you, Felipe. Confirming that there aren't any meal, please. Confirming that there aren't any meal, please. I'm sorry, I don't understand. What's the question? Can you clarify?
It's not me, huh?
No, this is from, I believe it's from Sam. Yeah, Sam. No, sorry, no specific meal plans. No, because every person's going to get a slightly different amount of macronutrients. So, and the other thing I want to emphasize here is I want you to learn about food. If it's always meal plans, you will not learn. Okay, so
You have
this
to
is
make them
where,
yourself.
pardon
right?
me,
You have to make them yourself.
you got to make them yourself. Yes, this is going to be part of the learning process.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be, it's very, very empowering moving into the future for you. Any other questions? Thanks, Wendy.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna go to,
Okay.
Goodbye, Felipe.
so I'm in. I will email you.
Yes,
Sounds
please do. Yeah, you can email us at info@trainonmain.com. If you want to join off of our website, just go to trainonmain.com
Okay.
/Fitin10.
No problem.
Take care of yourself, sir.
Just
Goodbye.
joining the end of tomorrow. We have the deadline. The end of tomorrow is when you get the 25% off, correct?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay, perfect. I'm just texting Elaine. We'll talk.
Okay. Awesome,
Okay,
Tamia.
thank you so much.
of course.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Tamia. Alex, any questions?
Oh, Alex, we muted you, unfortunately.
No, I thank
You're
you.
welcome,
Thanks
Sam.
You, Alex, you know everything, right? So
Yeah, no, I, the only thing I may not, is it okay not to be part of the online training, but I'll probably have to go to another gym.
yeah, with pleasure, absolutely.
And in that case, Alex, I would provide you with a program to follow
Yeah.
with
Okay.
videos. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thanks, Mark.
Okay. You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Should we end this?
I guess, yeah. Sam, do you have any other questions?
I think, oh, he said thank you. I think for the sake of everybody, we should end this.
Oh.
Have a great day, everybody. Sam, thank you for your questions.
Oh, yes. Hi, Susanna. Yes, I do remember you. Of course I do. And do you have any other questions for us?
Should probably end the recording, Mark.
What's that?
End the recording, please.
Well, what? She might have a question that. I can't get the audio to work. This is actually saying, yeah. I'll see if she gets the message. I'm gonna ask her to unmute. I think you could maybe try now, Sam. Susanna. Okay, no problem. Yeah, of course. Call me. Here, I'll give you my number right here. I'll type it in the message box here, okay? 778-957-6575. Okay, just call me. Yeah, call me anytime.
Mark, did you actually put your phone in there? Because I can't see you.
My phone number? Yeah, it's there.
Yeah.
I see it. It's it's a direct message to Sam. Awesome.
Okay. Or Susanna, you mean? All right, listen, I have
Yeah.
to go to. I have to teach classes.
Okay.
So see you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Oh, and she's gone.
Okay.
So turn off the recording, please.
1 sec here. How do I turn it off? Go to more. Okay, stop.